Welcome on back to guys, welcome on back to another episode of Bar Talk. Really quick before I kind of get into my spiel really quick. Hello, Snooks. I promise you, no one calls me, no one texts me, no one ever wants to talk to me anytime throughout the day besides 2 times, and that is when I am doing this and when I am screen recording my interviews the following morning. So very funny. Anyways, guys, thank you for coming on in. I know you have a lot of choices for live content, night in and night out, and I just want you to know how grateful I am from the bottom of my heart that you're choosing to come here and spend your time with me. Okay, what am I drinking today? Drinking a Coors Light. I was in the mood for a beer. I love the sound of a twist off. And yeah, I don't know, the mountains were just calling my name, I guess we'll say. So cheers, 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 cheers. So everyone who's watching, I'd love to know what it is that you guys are. We're on the track for a hot mess right now. I've had 2 phone calls in a minute since I've been on. Guys, I'm not kidding you. No one ever calls me. I don't know what is going on. Anyways, guys, welcome on back. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Grit Clothing. So Grit is a Southside-based company, and they are kind enough to give us a promo code. That promo code is BARTALK15. So I just pinned it at the bottom. So go and check out their page afterwards. They sell a number of different things, from hats to t-shirts to crew necks to hoodies. And I think right now is a time when everyone wants to be a little comfy. Guys, you're not really, getting your hair done by your stylist, and so just throw on a hat. Girls, the same. I mean, my roots are literally down to here, so there's that. But like I said to you guys, I am doing a giveaway today. So this is what you are going to win. You're going to win a Grit Clothing photo of Comiskey Park, we'll say, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask you a question. So everyone, turn your volume up. Get ready to listen. First person that answers this question correct will win the shirt. I will mail it to you. So everyone, listen on up. I'm going to say it once. I'll say it twice if I have to. Okay. In 2005, the year the White Sox won the World Series, they went 11-1 in the playoffs. Who was the one loss to? In 2005, the White Sox went 11-1 in the playoffs. Who was their one loss to in the playoff run? What the heck? I don't really know what's going on right now. Nothing wants to work with me today. Okay, guys, comment below. Yes, I understand what you're trying to say. Angels. Okay, we have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I am going to write your name down. All right, so we got it. It was the Angels, guys. They lost to the LA Angels in Game 1 of the American League Championship 3-2, but we all know it went on and it ended well. Okay, so to the winner, Pie. DM me afterwards, and Snooks, I have an extra shirt, so you'll get an extra shirt too, okay? I know where I'll drop it off to your dad. But Pie, if you can please DM me afterwards, I'll DM you and we'll figure out coordinating stuff, okay? Also, guys, really quickly, this was given to me by Ricky. Ricky is the founder and CEO of Let's Bring MLB to Charlotte. So, Ricky, thank you very much for the shirt. I appreciate it. I'm all about bringing more baseball everywhere and anywhere. Okay, guys, let me go ahead and tell you about our guest this evening. Tonight we have on Marty Bechina. Marty is a normal, everyday guy from the South Side who just happens to be a professional baseball player in the Oakland A's organization. I'm really excited to have him on, so I'm going to go ahead and get Marty on. And as Marty's coming on in, guys, if you haven't, what it is that you are drinking and where you're drinking from. It's virtual happy hour, we'll call it, okay? Marty, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Tell me, what are you drinking with me this evening?
Miller Lite.
Beautiful. Cheers to that. I normally do Miller Lite, but I don't know. The mountains just looked really, really good today. I couldn't help it.
Hey, you can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. Well, Marty, thank you so much for coming on in. Take me through the first day of you walking into the Oakland A's facilities and actually being handed a legitimate Oakland A's hat?
Yeah, I think that was really when it became real. You waited that whole week after getting drafted, and then seeing like the facility and the A's signs everywhere, and then getting the hat and like the clothes and stuff. That was pretty surreal. Dream could come true for sure.
How many pinch me moments did you have?
I think it was just a couple right there, and then it was like you're thrown into everything, so you couldn't really think about it anymore.
Okay, that's good. So you had your first year last year. So at the end of your 2019 season, what did you feel you learned from that year?
It's just learning from like the kids who were maybe like top prospects and all the coaches and stuff. Just the knowledge they have, and how good they are at what they do, and just taking in everything you can here and there, and it really helped a lot.
How do you feel? Obviously, like you're not really playing now, which isn't ideal and it sucks, but have you been able to take this time and maybe help and shape any form of your game into like when you will be able to play?
Oh yeah, for sure. You only get so much time for the off season, so bringing stuff from last season into the off season, I feel like more time could only help me with shaping my game and refining my tools, and I'm just doing my best to stay in shape and stuff like that.
Well, I know I can't wait for the day that we can all see you play, whether that's on the Southside playing 16-inch softball,
Yeah.
or if it's on a big league, wherever it is. So on a kind of more serious note, so you lost your dad 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
How has not having him around changed you?
It's kind of it was weird at first, like not seeing him in the stands and stuff, because he was at pretty much everything, even no matter where it was. But I knew he was there with me, so that was like a really good thing to play for, and just know that he was there, always watching. It didn't necessarily change like how I played. I think I just played more for him when he wasn't there.
Where do you feel his presence with you the most?
I'd say mostly like times of when I'm alone, like whether it's before the game, like running out to the center field wall and just trying to have a little talk with them or something like that. And then I really feel it after I have like a good game and I'm like out there on the field just alone, and I'm like, well, that was probably half you, half me there.
So besides baseball, is there anywhere else that you kind of just feel his presence?
Drinking Miller Lights. Yeah, he loved Miller Lite. Yeah, it's just there's just little signs all over that I'm just like, oh, he used to do that. Like this reminds me of him. Like just it's every day. There's not a day I don't go by where I don't like see like something or like feel him with me.
Would you call them like we have this saying in my house, we call them God winks, and it's like the other side trying to just say like, hey, we're here. Have you noticed any, like, so for me, like when I never got to meet my gram, but I always, every time I'm bartending in this bar, I always find dimes, and we don't give people change, which I've just find, we just don't. Yet I always find a dime randomly. I found one in the sink. I find one in the bathroom. So I'm curious if you've found anything like that since your dad has passed.
So we shared the same birthday on Halloween, so 10/31, and I swear, like I'll look at my clock randomly in the morning, I'll see 10/31, like I'll be like, why did I even look at my clock at that time? Or like I'll be watching a football game, it'll be like 10/31. It's just like every day I see something that's 10/31. It's kind of weird, and I'm like, oh well, what a coincidence.
I don't believe in coincidences. I think that's him just saying like, hey, I'm here. He's here.
Definitely a sign.
So they never leave us, and your dad has never left you. He's listening right now. What do you want him to know?
Just that we're doing what he would want us to do, and we're not sitting here and pouting and just moseying around. We're still doing everything we could to what he taught us, we're trying to, make the most of it.
Love it. All right, let's go ahead and we'll have a cheers to Steve-O, as you call him, your dad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Marty, we are going to get into some fun rapid fire questions. Try not to hesitate, but if you do, I understand, okay?
Okay.
All right, what's something people would be surprised to know about you?
I've never been bit by a mosquito.
How have you never been bit by a mosquito?
It might not, I don't know what it is. I might not be allergic to them, but I've never had a mosquito bite. How about that?
I am so jealous of that.
It's me, my mom and I, we both haven't.
I wonder, it must be your blood. Maybe they just don't like your blood.
Yeah, but then my brother and my dad would get killed by them.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, I always.
All right, everyone who's watching, I'd love to get your answer to this, too. What was the last thing you have binge watched or movie that you've watched?
I'm actually watching Power right now.
What's that about?
It's about some, they run like a drug business and they hide their money in like what's it called? A nightclub. So they keep their money that way. It's a lot going on. Colin Walsh got me on it, so.
All right, where can we find Power at?
I'm watching it on Hulu.
Okay, I'll have to dive into that. I just watched Outer Banks in one sitting.
I've heard good things.
I sat down at 7 o'clock and I didn't get up until 5:30 in the morning to go into my bed and go to bed. And now I'm rewatching it, because I'm just like, why not? It was really good. What do people have on here? We have Outer Banks is one. Someone said your 8th grade football highlights.
Yeah, that's Mecca's. He's being a goof.
Okay, all right. What is the kindest thing a stranger has done for you?
Trying to think. I think I was at Dunkin' Donuts one time, and someone paid for my food and my breakfast, but I don't know who it was.
You didn't see, they weren't in front of you. They just paid for it.
No, it was just I got up it was a drive-through, and I got up and they're like, "Yeah, you're good. You already paid for." So I'm like, "All right, cool."
Oh my God.
I never knew who it was.
Love it. Love that. What have you learned about being a baseball player?
I've definitely learned how to fail and deal with failing and getting through because you fail most of the time. So just learning how to handle myself in tough situations and, not dwelling on the past and moving forward.
I like that. What athlete has influenced you the most?
Peyton Manning, for sure.
Can you elaborate?
So I've been a Colts fan since I was 5, but I don't know, just the way he went about preparing for games and, just the way he went about himself and carried himself. I think I learned a lot from that, and he was really good, so it was really fun to watch too.
No, that is true. I didn't expect that answer, but I love that. Do you have any tattoos?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite tattoo?
I think the one, so my dad would always tell us to keep grinding. So I have that on my bicep. So that's probably my favorite. I like them all equally though, but I'd say that was my first, so I'll lean towards that.
All right. I like it. Keep grinding. Okay, so maybe this is the answer, but I'll let you decide. What's the best piece of advice someone has given you?
I think that for sure would be top, but something else would just be really enjoying the little things and focusing on the little things because they really are the big things. I think my high school coach always taught me that, and I've always carried that onward with me.
The little things are the big things. Awesome. Describe yourself in 3 words.
I'm pretty disciplined. I'd say motivated, and this one's kind of 2 words, so I'd just say easygoing.
Okay. It's a
calm.
Calm. Okay. All right. Everyone who's watching, I want to know your answer too. Marty, what is your go-to karaoke song?
I don't think I've ever even sang karaoke.
If you had to sing karaoke, like humanity depended on you singing karaoke,
What song would you sing?
It'd probably have to be a Luke Combs song because I know those the best, but I don't know which one. I'd have to think.
Hurricane's a great one by Luke Combs.
Yeah, that'd be an easy one.
That's an easy one. What's his one though? Oh, I'm like drawing a blank. I can sing every word to every song, but I can't think of the name right now. Ain't No Mountain High Enough. That's a jam.
I had to sing that for freshman karaoke, so that's probably why they're.
Was that like your freshman initiation?
Yeah, they lied to us and said that they did that every year, but so all us freshmen were like freaking out about it, and then we went through with all of it, and they had told us like, yeah, congrats, you were the first ever freshman karaoke. And that was the most nervous I've ever been in my life.
Okay, what's something people don't understand about being on a baseball team?
Probably that you're just around each other so much that like you got to be able to deal with each other, with like your teammates and stuff.
What's the hardest part about that?
I mean, just like, I don't know, if I'm not saying I don't like have problems with anyone, but like if you weren't to like someone, then you'd have to figure it out.
It'd be a long season if you couldn't find a way to like just be chill with each other.
Yeah, 100%.
Got you. Okay. What advice would you give to your younger self?
Probably to just relax a little bit. I've always been like a kind of like super serious, like all business, but you know, once I started to relax a little bit and have more fun, things became a lot easier.
Beautiful. Who should my next guest be?
Well, Dakota Meckes is commenting on here a lot. He's with the Cubs though. I think I can make an exception. Yeah, he's with the Cubs. He's got he's doing like a podcast with Ian Happ and a couple of those guys. So he'd be fun on there.
All right, Dakota, if you're in, let me know, okay? Marty, maybe you can like put us in contact afterwards, okay?
Yep, we'll see.
All right, and then last two questions. What have you learned the most about yourself during this pandemic time in quarantine?
I learned how much I really like baseball because like of how much I miss it because I haven't played in a while, and I've also like been reminded of how like it's super important to have like a routine in your life to just go off of, because the first couple of days were all like, what am I going to do today? And like there's a lot of time to waste, but making the most of the time that you have.
Yeah, this is probably also the first time in your 23 years that you haven't had a summer with baseball, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been usually, especially the last couple of years, it's like every day.
Yeah, and I think that's just got to be that's a weird transition.
Yeah, it's at first it was weird, but I mean, you got to work with what you got and, you know, make the most of it. So we're getting through it.
Someone said do some chores or something, dude.
Hey, I sprayed the weeds today, Luke.
He did something, all right? Leave him
I got
alone.
the Roundup out.
Okay. All right. And then, Marty, last question. When we can finally go back to living and there's no more 6 feet apart and we don't have to wear masks going into the grocery store, what's the first thing you're going to do?
It might be go to Rhino Bar, Sean's Rhino Bar. But, or we'll probably just a restaurant with like my buddies or something.
Yeah. Rhino, I was in there maybe twice, and the last time I was in there, that place is an experience.
Oh yeah.
The place is an experience, to say the least. I feel like
it's the GOAT.
It is, and I didn't go in with the right mindset, and I think I was really flustered, and everyone was all the way in the back, so I had to like worm my way through people. It was it was a nightmare. But when I got in, it was a great time. So it was a lot of fun. Okay, so Marty, if you will please raise your glass, and everyone who's watching, please raise your glass. We always end on a toast, and these are the words of your grandmother. And she said, "You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have." So here is to the strong that has been within us that we never knew.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, Marty, thank you so very much. I cannot wait to see you back on a baseball diamond. I know it's all killing us that baseball's not on right now, and I can't imagine how much it's killing you, but thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk soon, Marty.
See ya.
All right, bye. All right, guys, that was Marty Bechina. I hope everyone enjoyed that as much as I did. Guys, thank you for coming on in to this episode of Bar Talk. So kind of just to give you a little info of how Bar Talk came about. I'm a bartender. I was planning on starting a podcast called Bar Talk. And when I realized that the state of Illinois shut down all bars and restaurants, I said, why can't I virtually be a bartender? Why can't we share a drink and shoot the shit? And why can't we get this going? So that's kind of how this idea came about. And I believe we're on episode number like 38 right now. I really need to count. I haven't counted. But that's how the idea came about. So guys, thanks for coming on in. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow night is going to be a fun one. We are going to have Cassie DeLaura on. Cassie DeLaura is an entertainment reporter with ET tonight. Excuse me, I got like a hiccup. She and I worked together many years ago, so I'm excited to have her on and pick her brain. She gets to interview some of the biggest names in country music and a little bit of everything in between. So I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Everyone, stay home, be safe, wash your hands, drink responsibly, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys.